show, yet another camera. Yes, it's Chris Reardon with you, United Kingdom Talk.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Hello, boys and girls. Once again, it's taken me ages to get going today because I've been fiddling about with bits and pieces here in the Mirrorball studio, the cameras and things like that. I've got so many of these little webcams dotted all over the place. There's 1, 2, 3... There's 4 in this room, and I'm gradually trying them all to see which works the best. Now, I thought I'd got it right last time with that little MSI Star Cam. Do you remember I told you in the last show? Odd-looking thing, but it's got a glass lens, and I find the picture quality really good on that. But after watching back on the last YouTube video, I realised that there's something wrong with the colours. For example, the microphone that I'm using at the moment, on the last video, I think you'll find looks a bit pinky. And it's not pink at all, it's grey, which is odd, really. So I think that's another one. We're going to have to abort that one as well. So now, what am I on now? Another Logitech one, which I've had about 3 years. I seem to gather these things. You see, I'm making that classic mistake. Oh, no, not so much, actually, with the last one. Because the last webcam I bought was quite an expensive one. It was about £75. The new Logitech Sphere AF. But that, in all honesty, the picture on that seems a bit blurred, and I can't do much with it. So I've gone back to this one again. Well, we haven't tried this one yet, so we'll see how this one goes, all right? And a webcam for every show. That's what we're doing. I'm just going to take my slippers off. Slippers are blue, by the way. Blue slippers. Can you see that? Filthy. Absolutely filthy dirty, these slippers, because, of course, my nephew and his girlfriend have been decorating a couple of rooms for me. You see, if you're not a regular listener to the show, you won't notice. If you've missed a show, you... Oh, I just crossed my legs and hurt myself then. If you're not a regular listener to the show, you won't know. You've got to keep listening. Don't miss any shows out. Very important. They've been decorating a couple of rooms. And, yes, it is quite clean, but I must have been walking on some paint dust or something, because the slippers are a bit dirty. Of course, the sad thing is, my nephew and his girlfriend have now gone home. Oh, Gary and Stacey are no longer in the house, and I have to say, it's. I mean, I'm not in a lot of the time when they were here, because obviously I was out working or something like that. But kind of the house is back to just me again and the cats. It's a bit lonely. It's a bit lonely, boys and girls. I don't know what's wrong with my sister. They said, oh, they're constantly rowing, slamming doors. Nothing. Nothing at all. They were happy as handbags here. Is that the old thing, you know, when parents say how badly behaved you are, and yet when you go round to your relative's house, you're as good as gold. Could it be something like that? Huh? So I'm really missing them, unfortunately. But they've gone now, and they decorated my spare room, at which point I'm hoping to move the whole studio into the other room. Well, that's a job and a half, though, when I can be bothered to do that. And they've decorated that room in like a pale green colour, which is quite nice. He's painted the ceiling as well. Now, the wallpaper in the spare room, which is next door, to the left, that way, to the left, that the wallpaper in that room came off quite easily, I gather. They didn't need any steaming or any business like that. So that was all right. So they'd done that room first, which only took them a couple of days. Oh, I hate it. I hate decorating. No, I like what they've done. I personally hate decorating. I will not touch a paintbrush. So they've done that one first. Took them a couple of days. That's all. A couple of days. I've got no patience with decorating. If I pick up a paintbrush and I look at a room, I think to myself, right, I want that done in 3 minutes. And then after a minute, I'm bored. Or I hate it. It's so boring. Find it so boring. So done that room. And then they did my room. Now what we were going to do is use, I don't know, what was the colour of that paint? Tomato vine, that was just quite a deep red colour, and because it was so deep red, I suggested that they paint the wall that faces the window white. because it was so dark, and you need that white to reflect the light back in again. So they did that. Now, in this case, the wallpaper was a lot harder to get off the wall, which is strange, really, because it was the same wallpaper as I had in the other room, because I've never decorated. I mean, I've been here since 1992. I just don't... It does my brain in. The thought of the mess and someone else coming in the house and this, that and the other, I hate it. I hate it. Unless, of course, you're a good-looking tradesman, in which case, feel free to pop round any time and do any job at all that you want. And I'm quite happy with that. So, I mean, that's why. I hate it. I hate all the upheaval, and then someone comes in and they want to do some work, and you have to move this and move that and then move... Oh, I'd hate it. I'd rather live in a place with, you know, clean, but perhaps not completely modern. It does annoy me sometimes. You know, people come round to your house, friends, family, whatever. I mean, my cousin done this a few years ago. My cousin Vincent, who lives in Australia. I get on with him fantastic. He walks in the house. Yes, it's got a lot of potential. You could do a lot with this. And they look around, don't they? And you think, what do you mean you can do a lot with it? I'm happy as it is. Oh, yeah, but you could. And they come out with suggestions. He didn't, but other people do. They start telling you what you can do with your own house. Does it happen to you? What a cheek. I don't want to do anything with the house. I love it. Love it as it is. So there we are. So they did the other room, because I had trouble with the wallpaper in that room. It's just to go out and buy hire a steamer. Well, quite honestly, I don't know why we have to hire all these bits and pieces. I mean, can't he make do with an electric kettle? Surely, if you just close all the windows and put the kettle on and tape the on button down, then it'll fill up with steam and the wallpaper will just drop off, won't it? Not that I know anything about steam rooms or places like that. So we went down to the hire shop to hire this wallpaper stripper. Did I tell you about this on the last show? I'm not repeating myself again, am I? Went down to the hire shop to hire one of these wallpaper strippers, and he said, well, it's £19. And fortunately, Gary's girlfriend, who is, I have to say, as thrifty as me... No, not tight. I didn't use the word tight. Thrifty, dear. Thrifty is when you look at what you're spending and you think to yourself, yeah, that's worth that, that's not worth that, you know? She said to me, well, we bought a new one for £25. So I said to my nephew, I said, well, I'll buy you... Oh, actually, did he take it home with him? I can't remember now. I said, well, we'll go down to the DIY shop and buy a new one. And we went down there, and sure enough, they had a brand new wallpaper stripper for £22. OK, it wasn't the heavy industrial thing, so I bought him that. And do you know, I don't... Did he take it home with him? Hang on a second, I just want to have a quick look in my cupboard. Because I said to him, I said that he could take it home. I don't want it. I'm not going to use a wallpaper stripper. 1 minute. I can't remember now. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, hang on, what's that in there? 1 minute. Is he taking it home? Yeah, I think he did take it home after all. Sorry. So I just wanted to check then. So we bought that and he filled it up with water, and that one seems to work well. He did actually bring one with him, but it doesn't work anymore. It's not making the water steam or whatever these things do. And once they had that, they got the wallpaper off, and that was that. Well, I went to work, and he said, oh, this room would be done by the time you get back. So I went to work, and I came back, and there was a little note downstairs. Oh, bless him. And it said, sorry, but that room hasn't gone quite according to plan. We need another tin of paint. OK, so I went upstairs and looked in my bedroom. And, yeah, the red paint was on the wall, but I found if you touched it, immediately it left a mark. And I thought, oh, my God, this is going to be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare to keep clean. And there were bits on the wall where, I don't know, maybe it hadn't been sanded down properly. So I told him in the morning, I said, I don't think that paint's much good. He said, oh, another coat, it'll be all right. I said, no, Gary. I said, when you touch it, immediately it leaves a mark. I mean, I'll be honest, but it wasn't the most expensive paint in there. So it just goes to show, you know, you get what you pay for. And also there were bits on the wall. I said, well, what's these bits? He said, oh, it probably needs to be sanded down a bit more. I said, well, get going, dear. So I got the whip out. I had to whip them. Yes, work harder. So we decided to redo it. So we went back down to DIY place, and I got some more sandpaper because he'd run out of that. And also I got a different paint. This was called one coat, I think, because you only need one coat of the paint, and a slightly different but very similar colour to what he'd put on there already, so it wouldn't be too much of it. You know, sometimes if you get very different colours, then you have to give it about 2 or 3 coats, even though this one on the tin, it said one coat. So I got 2. Now, what colour was that? Cuban red. Oh, lovely colour. I don't know if I've got anything red in here like that colour, but it's a very, very deep red. Also, while looking, because they'd done 2 of the walls, and I said to Stacey, I said, do you know what, I think you're going to have to do one of the other walls white. She said I was going to say that. I said, because the deep red is so dark, it makes the room very dark. So we decided to do another one of the walls white, the wall near the radiator. So the back wall is white, and the side wall is white, and the other 2, and the window wall, that is the wall with the window in it, facing into the house, that is deep red, and the big wall on the side is red. So that's what I decided to do. I got 2 tins of paint in case we run out, because usually when you go to these DIY shops, of course, if you've ever done any decorating, they will allow you to buy extra, because you're always better to buy extra, right, and take the other one back for a full refund. Always better to buy extra, and I'll tell you why, especially if it's wallpaper or anything like that, because you get a few rolls of wallpaper, and sometimes you get a slightly different colour depending on the batch, right? So say wallpaper batch number 1 was dark blue, batch number 2 might be a slightly lighter blue, just because of the printing process. That's what happens. So you're always better to buy more than less. So my 2 tins of red paint, it was likely that they came from the same batch of red paint that was made. Had I bought one today and then gone back next week because there wasn't enough, might have been a different batch, slightly different colour. Okay, so always when you're doing DIY stuff, buy extra, and then but make sure that you can take it back for a full refund. None of this credit note business, you know. Would you like anything in the store? No, absolutely not. No, get your money back, dear. We need that money back. So we bought that back here, and I went to work. That was on Sunday night, that was. I went to work, I came back, and it was all done. It was a little note. Were they up on Sunday when I got back in? I can't remember now. Because they had to stay an extra day. Now, why did they stay an extra day? I think because they hadn't finished the floor. I'll come to that bit in a minute. So I got in from work, and really good job. You know, he'd done all the gloss work. That was done a couple of days before, the gloss work. Don't you hate that? I mean, I hate all decorating. I especially hate glossing. I don't mind the smell so much. It's just the work that goes into it. All that paintbrush washing and what have you. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. So they did that. I came back, and it looks really good. Really good. But guess what? He hasn't done behind the radiator. I spotted that. He's left behind the radiator. What a liberty. It's all very well doing half a job, dear. Hasn't done the radiator. Hasn't done behind the radiator. So I was quite happy with all the work. And, of course, you know, the room smells lovely and fresh. Not only had they finished painting the room, but they'd also put everything back in its rightful place. He'd set up the television, plugged all the wires back in. He's not stupid, my Gary, you know. Yes, plugged all the wires back in, and it looked good. She'd obviously gone round with a hoover. They seem to work very well together, Gary and Stacey. I'm kind of wondering, really, whether they should have set up a business or something like that together. That might work, mightn't it? I can't understand why they keep rowing at my sister's. Must be her fault. Absolutely, it must be my sister's fault, mustn't it? Come to Uncle Chris, he'll look after you. So there we are. And now, of course, they've got... Oh, and the other thing they did was my kitchen floor. That's all lovely and done now. We got some... Because I've got that slate floor. It's actually in the kitchen and the bathroom. Got that slate floor. and that's all been thoroughly cleaned and sealed. And I've got one of those, you know, the white pens, so that you can, you know, where the what do you call it? You know, where the tiles join up, the crisscross lines in between the tiles. We've got one of those white pens, and she's, well, 3 of those white pens actually, and she's drawn the white lines, and it looks really good actually. And the bathroom as well. I think she's forgotten to do the ones in the bathroom, but I didn't like to say anything because I did find the pen. Let me get the pen. 1 minute. I'll tell you what it looks like then. So it's like a white pen. Oh yeah. Oh, sit back down. So you don't mind me popping in and out like that, do you? I like you to hear and see everything. Here's the white pen. What's it say? It's a grout, an international grout pen. And you have to shake it and shake it and shake it. It's a bit like one of those, you know, when you do the spray dents and what have you on the car, and you get these tins and you shake it and shake it and shake it. It's got a ball inside it to mix all the paint up. It's a little bit like that, the way you will use it. And then you take the top off, because it's a little bit like a felt pen, really. So that's that. Now, so I found this, and I'll probably finish off the tiles myself. Actually, it might be run out. I wonder if that's why she stopped. That's probably why she stopped doing it. But the floor looks lovely, and it's bright. No, it's not bright. It's black, and it's shining now, where it's obviously got that seal over it. It did half look nice, and I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. Not only, I mean, I'm so pleased. Not so much at having all that work done, but for them two to come and stay for a while, and me to kind of play, I don't know, to kind of play uncles, I suppose, which was quite nice. You know, although of course you do know I have never grown up. Yes, we had the email the other week saying that yes, we do have to get old, but we don't have to grow up, and I have no intention of ever growing up, believe me. All right, so that was nice. They've gone back. On the way back, oh. That's what I meant to tell you. While I was at work on Monday, they left after I left. So I said, just post the keys back through the letterbox when you leave, because they had to finish off the floor in the kitchen. Sorry, the floor in the bathroom. And I got this phone call because they went out to the sports shop. You know that Sports World? Well, we've actually got one in Bracknell as well. So they went out to have a look round there and to get little Jimmy, my other nephew, a birthday present. And they've actually got him one of these... tops, you know, those Lonsdale and sports type tops that I always wear, the hooded ones. So they've got him one of those for his birthday. And actually, while she was out, I said to her to get him one from me as well for his birthday, because his birthday's April the 1st. I know it's a little bit far away. That's quite a good idea. I think Stacey seems to be someone who does things quite far in advance. She's up here. She knows what's going to happen in a couple of months' time, and she'll start doing something now, which is completely opposite to me, as you know. I kind of live my life in a schedule type way, and I do things as they need to be done. I don't tend to do things. Well, I do sometimes do things in advance. I know last week I was kind of a day ahead with everything I needed to do, and I kind of feel quite good about that sometimes. And if I've got something happening so that I need to do other stuff first, so I'm able to do this other thing, then I try and do that as well. Of course, it makes you very tired sometimes, because you've got all these things to do all the time. And it's my fault. I choose to do all these things. But now, of course, I do have a night off at the moment, which is Wednesdays, because for the time being I've decided to give the quiz a bit of a rest. It doesn't mean it's not happening. Someone else is doing it. But I did say to Justin, he's the manager there, I said, well, we're going to have to knock this on the head for a month or so. I said, I need some time. I need some time. And I'm rush all over the place. And I now have Wednesdays off with my first one this week. Do you know, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to having a Wednesday off. And a lot of people sometimes, you know, when you change your schedule and that, and people, nice people, kindly suggest things that you can do with your time. And I think, hang on, just a minute. I don't want your suggestions, really. you know, I've taken this time off so that I can decide what to do with it. Oh, you'll be able to come here. Oh, you'll be able to do this. No, hang on a minute. Hang on. Hold on there. It may be that I go somewhere. It may be I sit in front of the telly. Or it may be that I spread out the things that I already do to give, so that perhaps on the Tuesday or the Thursday I don't have to rush around so much because I do some of those things on the Wednesday. Then again, I might not do anything on the Wednesday. I may use it to increase my exercising, because, and I'll tell you why I say that, I have kind of fallen down a bit with the jogging and the swimming. I would say instead of going jogging 3 times a week now, or 4 times, I'm only going twice. The swimming is down to 3 or 4 times a week, and the only reason for these things is because of time, because I'm doing so much. So Wednesdays are off as from this week. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Oh, you can do this, or you can do that. I don't want your suggestions, really, actually. Don't want them. I'll decide what I'm going to do. So that's that. Of course, I think we're having a bit of an early spring at the moment here in the UK. It is beautiful. The last couple of weeks have been cold, but beautiful. Really nice sunny days. And of course, you know what that means when the sun comes up? It means the solar panels, as installed. Oh, how long have I had those now? September, October, November, December. I've had my electrical solar panels now nearly 18 months. Can you believe that? And of course, the suns were coming through to spring and summer now. My electricity production is increasing, boys and girls. It's increasing. And as a friend and listener to United Kingdom Talk, if you need any more juice, then give me an email and I'll turn it up at this end for you so that your lights can shine just that little bit brighter. Joy in Acton, no need to sit there because Joy, she is a pensioner. Joy is a pensioner. She's a down and out pensioner, I'm afraid, boys and girls, and she's got nothing. Joy has got nothing. She sits there each and every night with her hands clasped around a candle that she stole from a local church. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible, terrible. Joy's got nothing. She really is. Nothing at all. Donations can be sent in for Joy. Red Cross parcels, anything like that that you need, that you don't want. Maybe you've got a few tins about to go out of date. Send them in here to United Kingdom Talk and I shall make sure they get to Joy. Okay, if you've got any candles, because, you know, one day she's going to get caught. Let's face it, boys and girls, Joy will get caught going in the local churches and stealing candles just so that she can keep warm. It's shocking. It's shocking. She only actually gets out of bed for 3 minutes a day, and that's to go to the toilet, get another pot noodle, and she goes back to bed again. Terrible way to live, isn't it? Eh? But fortunately, but Joy, as I know you, with the sun coming down, I'm gonna push a couple of buttons now. There we are, and give you a little bit more electricity. All right? Oh, my darling, is that a little bit brighter? Oh, I'm beaming some power into your house, Joy. So, Springs appears to have arrived early again this year. And it has been doing this for the last few years, spring arriving early. In my garden, the snowdrops have been out for a few days now. Actually, they've been out about a week now, snowdrops. They were my nan's favourite flower, Nanny Hayes, who died in 1995. I lost Nanny Hayes. And she loved snowdrops. Loved them. And also in my garden, I've got some different coloured crocuses coming up. Are they called crocuses or croci? I'm not sure. They're pretty plants, aren't they? But they don't last very long. You get about, if you're lucky, I suppose you get about a week, 10 days out of crocuses and then they die. Very important, of course. Do not mow down the leaves. Otherwise, you'll get no flowers next year. You know what I mean, gardeners? I know we've got a few gardeners listening and watching, haven't we? Do not mow those leaves because all you get next year coming up is leaves. Now, where's my tissue? Because I need to blow my... Oh, don't say it's not here. I've already left the room twice today, haven't I? Where's my tissue gone? Oh, I've got an old sock down there. Shall I blow my nose on that? Do you mind? Hey, I've got... Can I blow my nose on that? No, I can't. Oh, no, I can't really. The reason I've still got old clothes in here because, of course, when Gary and Stacey were decorating the room, I was kind of getting changed in the Mirrorball studios. Fortunately, not for you on camera. We don't do any... This is not X-porn or whatever it's called. Good God, no. It's a clean family show. I do need a tissue, though. Can I play you... just a minute. Where's... Just a second. I've got to get a tissue. I'm sure I had one in here. Where's it gone? Oh, I'll get another one. 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. Hang on, let's just play one of these while I just play along one of these. Right, stay there, stay there.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. This is Chris Reardon.
Oh, right, I'm back. I brought the whole roll in. There we are. Actually, my voice and sinuses aren't so bad at the moment. Have you noticed that? So it's obviously cleared up, interestingly enough, since they left. I'm sure... No, obviously, I'm not allergic to my nephew and his girlfriend. Let me just blow my nose. 1 second now. You won't hear this. I shall throw the button. Don't worry. That's better. Obviously, I'm not allergic to them, but I have a feeling because... my sister has 3 dogs and cats, and it plays havoc. Absolute havoc with my breathing and sinuses whenever I go up there. And I have a feeling whatever it is that the cats and dogs give out, I think Gary and Stacey might have brought it down on their clothes or on their person. Is that possible? Does anyone know that? If you do, let us know. There is an email, of course, to join into the show at any time. And the email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, I'd love to hear from you. We've got some emails here I'm going to go on to in a second. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. As I say, the crocuses are now out in the garden. I've got really beautiful deep purple crocuses. There's yellow ones and there's white ones. Any other colours? No, I think that's about it. The purple ones are really nice. Beautiful colours. And also, the daffodils, although not open yet, are now showing themselves. They're quite high, but the green, you know the green bit over the yellow petals, that is still very green. So petals not about to come out yet. I have a feeling they'll probably come out the week before Easter, I reckon. I hope they don't come out around Mother's Day period, because what tends to happen then is, is that all the kids, they come round and start picking them, dear. They start picking my daffodils. It's a liberty, that's what it is. Actually, I don't mind so much. I can't remember, I think I told you this round this time last year. But it was one year, and there was this little boy out the front. You see, where my house is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 houses, then there's 2 flats, and then there's 4 houses. And the bit in the middle is like a communal green area with beautiful pine trees and everything. And this boy, I caught him. I caught him picking daffodils. And I'm like, "Oi, what are you doing?" And he stopped. And he looked, I felt so bad. He looked at me, absolutely terrified. He says, "Oh, I'm just picking some of these for my nan." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Right, well, I hope she likes them. Yeah, take a few more. Go on, there's some more over there." And he smiled and carried on. Now, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And I thought, I felt so bad that I'd shouted at this little one. But what annoys me, and I've seen this before, is when people purposely come around and start just kicking the flowers or chopping the heads off, that for no reason at all. And of course I thought he was doing that, but he wasn't. He was collecting some daffodils for Mother's Day for his nan. So there we are. But I hate it when people kick flowers to bits. But they're not up yet, so I'm kind of hoping. Because if they come up just before Mother's Day, that's it. There won't be anything left. Or the kids from the entire town will come round. They're like locusts. Locusts gathering these daffodils for Mother's Day. So spring arrived here. Talking of spring and environment, that sort of thing, I've got this new shower spray stuff, which seems to be quite good. Basically, if you have a shower and the the glass on the shower, if you don't dry it, it starts marking with that stuff, doesn't it? Well, it's not scale. What is it? You know when water gets on glass, hard water, not rainwater. When hard water gets on glass, it leaves those marks, doesn't it? I can't remember what it's called now. And you have to rub it off with cleaner and thing. Well, I've got this new spray now, and you just, well, I say new, it's been around for years. And you just, after you've had a shower, which I won't lie to you, isn't very often in my case, maybe once a week. I don't like to use the hot water. Oh, please. I go swimming 4 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week. I have a shower there. You don't have 2 showers. Do you have 2 showers a day? Do you? You don't. What, one when you get up and then one when you... No, I can't. Who has 2 showers a day or more? Anyone? I do when I'm on holiday. Oh, yes. Every hour. Absolutely. Every hour I have another shower just to get my money's worth. If I could take the shower water home in a bottle and use it again, I would do. Believe me, dear. I only have 1 shower a day. Usually I get up, I do what I have to do, I go swimming. After swimming I have a shower, and then that's my shower for the day. That's enough. You don't want to go too mad. Surely, maybe your skin, is it like oh, my nose is blocked again. Here we go. Oh, excuse me. That's me blowing my nose. I thought about throwing the nose-blowing button then, but I thought, no, to add to authenticity. Because, you see, I could be pretending that my nose was blocked up just for sympathy. So I like to give you the proof by blowing it as well. I wish I had my Vicks in here, because it's ever so blocked up now. Never mind, we carry on. We carry on. Yes, this shower spray stuff. And after the shower, you just spray it around... where the walls and the shower glass thing, and magically, next time you go in, there are no marks. But I'm wondering, is this stuff bad for the environment? See? It's all very... We have to think of these things, dear. Is everything bad for the environment? And if so, soap. Soap, is that bad for the environment? Shampoo, is that bad for the environment? I have a feeling it is. Therefore, we must stop showering and washing our hairs and everything. No more cleaning. Well, I'd be happy with that, dear. I'd be happy with that. Although Stacey and Gary wouldn't. Stacey's very clean. My nephew's girlfriend. Yeah, she's cleaned the whole place. The whole kitchen from top to bottom. I went down there one day after a little sleep, because I sleep for a couple of hours in the afternoon. Went into the kitchen. She's pulling everything out of the cupboards and cleaning it. Yes. And she found out-of-date things. How many of those? When's the last time you had a look in your cupboard? Yes, yes. I bet you've got lots of out-of-date things in there, haven't you, eh? Huh? Lots of out-of-date things, yes. My friend Anthony is always very careful about out-of-date things. Oh, it was his birthday last week. Yes, he was 45, and I made a point, because he made this whole thing, because when I turned 45, he wasn't 45 till a couple of weeks later. So he made this whole point of going on for days and days the fact that he was now younger than me, you know, by 10 days or whatever it is. Hang on, what's the date? Let me see, let me work this out. What was the date last week? Hang on. It's not long at all, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 14 days. I am 14 days older than him. So there we are. And then he says, or maybe I am older than you. When was I conceived? Oh, I thought, here we go again. He's analysing even the day he was born. God's sake. Anyway... For his birthday, I tried to get someone else to chat him up. And I said, what do you want for your birthday? And I think he might have had a couple of drinks, Anthony, on this day. And he said, I'll have that one over there. He just wasn't. This other one wasn't interested. Probably the worst thing you could have done, Anthony, was made your true feelings known. Besides, he's far too young for you. 15 years younger than you. God's sake! That's it. I bumped into someone else I hadn't seen for ages ago on Monday, actually. His name's Ben. And I knew him. I knew him when he was 16. And he's 32 now, and I hadn't seen him for ages. Isn't it nice when people come back, and you see them again? I like that. Do you? I like that. So, environmental shower sprays. Are they good or are they not? That's the question. Does anyone know? Have we got any scientists watching? I know we have a few people at various different universities around the world. That can be your homework. Should I be using shower spray? Or, actually, when I think about it, even if you use cleaning materials, that's just going to be just as bad, isn't it? I know what I could use to clean the shower. You know those squeegees that you do the windows with? That's the thing to use, isn't it? Then you're not using any chemicals. Ah, yes. See, Chris knows. Let me know your thoughts on that, OK? The email address of the programme is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right then, on to some emails. Do you know what I thought today? I thought I'd talk for the first 20 minutes about what I've been doing. And then I'll carry on to the emails. And I've just looked at the clock and I've been talking for nearly 40 minutes. So I'm sorry about that. I do go on sometimes. I have been accused of not listening by certain people who are watching this programme at the moment. But I can't help it. That's me. That's it. That's me. They say, you talk and you never listen. I do listen. My ears are open. They are. Thank you very much to Carl for emailing in about one of the cameras we were trying out a couple of weeks ago. But if you check out one of Saturday's shows, was it last one or the one before? The Saturday show, if those of you watching on YouTube, if you check out the Saturday, let me go back here, 16th. Was that last week? Oh, I can't remember now. 16th. Yeah, it's not too far. Saturday the 16th. The show says United Kingdom Talk Saturday the 16th of February. Now, with that show, I used the brand new webcam, and you'll see, while you're watching that, there are little speckled lines going across behind me. And we're not quite sure what's causing that. I did email Logitech, and they told me they think it didn't install properly, so I'm going to try and reinstall that. And follow their instructions, of course, to the book and see how that goes, all right? But thank you to Carl, who actually said he thought the picture quality was good, but it was a bit blurred. Yeah, I don't know if it's my eyes or what, but I do have a problem getting a picture sharp on these little webcams. But there you go. We've also got Scotty, who's helping me as well at the moment when we can get hold of each other, because of course he's in America and there's a time difference. Scotty actually does video stuff, which I find very interesting. Right, let's do some emails then. Hello to Joe from AmericanTalkUSA.com. I'm just going to have a sniff for a minute. Smell that? Didn't hear it that time. Joe from AmericanTalkUSA.com, because I was a little bit concerned where Joe lives. He is in an area in Tennessee that I saw an item on the news here in the UK about tornadoes, which look absolutely terrifying, tornadoes. They really do. Now, although I'm afraid of lightning, I will actually I do quite like to watch lightning storms. They're just an amazing piece of weather, don't you think? Talking of weather things and all that sort of thing, there is a full. I do believe there's a full eclipse. Hang on, I've got a bit of paper here somewhere. 1 minute. We've got a full eclipse of the moon coming up shortly. Now, what did I do with that? Someone put it on my. Someone sent me a Facebook message. Are you on Facebook, by the way? If you are, and you want to add me as a friend, then just type in Chris Reardon London, and there'll be a picture of me. You can see what I look like. I'm sure you know what I look like. So just add me as a friend, and I tend to send out all sorts of other bits of information about that. Now, where's that gone? I thought I threw that away here. All this paper to take down to the recycling place. 1 minute, I've got to find this now because I wanted to tell you about this. I can't remember when it... is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, where's that gone now? Oh, is it here? Just 1 second now. It's here somewhere. No, it is. Oh, come on, where are you? Let me just... I don't know if I can find it now. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, what's that on the floor? 1 minute, 1 minute. Here it is. Here it is. Total Eclipse. Oh, no, it's... Has it finished? I think it might have gone. Oh, no, it's finished already. Oh, we've missed it. It was on Wednesday, February the 20th at 7 o'clock. Did anyone see that? The total eclipse of the moon. I quite like that. It says all across North America, South America, Europe and Africa. And it says, well, it did say a celestial event 20th to 21st, or that's the night. Viewable from anywhere in the world except Asia and Where's Oceania? Oceania? I've never even heard of that. That's not an area of the world, is it? Oceania. There's Europe, America, Australasia. Oceania. Is that such a place? Oceania? Anyway, it says here there won't be another total eclipse for almost 3 more years. I don't believe that. I'm sure we have a total eclipse of the moon every year. Do you remember, I don't know if anyone was with us I think it was last year, and there was a total eclipse, which was... And it was very late, if I remember rightly. It was like about 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Anyone remember that? And I did do a show. I actually did a show while it was happening, and I took my walkabout mic out into the garden. And do you remember my neighbour was there, Pearl? Pearl, my neighbour. Oh, she's nice. Oh, you'd like her, Pearl, my neighbour. Oh, don't laugh at this. I went into her house the other day. Oh, yes, we go in each other's houses. Yes. Oh, it's like neighbours here. Here in Royal Berkshire. No, we don't need to lock our doors. No, everyone's in and out. Just like on Neighbours on the television. Do you ever watch that? Yes? Eh? Anyway, I went in her house the other day because she's got a new little puppy. Oh, and it's gorgeous. This little puppy is lovely. Oh, and it's all cuddly, and I'd love a dog, but unfortunately, because of my asthma, I can't have animals in the house. Horrible, isn't it? Anyway, while I was there, I just happened to glance over at her mantelpiece. I thought she had an ornament which was in the shape of a coffin. I said, "What's she got coffins in here for?" She said, and she looked at me. She says, "Oh, that's Rani." And I remembered that was one of her dogs. Don't. I don't know. Has anyone watching got like any members of the family in an urn or something on the mantelpiece? I mean, I don't know. That's just not. It's not for me. That I'm afraid. Oh, I've got shivers up my back now. You know, apologies. I know a couple of our dear friends and listeners have recently lost people, so I'm not making lightheartedness as, you know, but I don't know. Has anyone got their relatives on the mantelpiece in the living room? I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I just wondered if anyone has. It's not for me, I'm afraid. I just don't think it's wrong, but I think it's one of those things you either do or you don't. I love to go. Well, I don't love the fact that she's there, of course, but I love to go and visit my mum and dad's grave. I love that, but I don't think the ashes in the house. I don't know. Anyway, Pearl had the ashes of her dog on the. And I thought, oh my God, what have I said? But there you are. You know, if you love something, and I suppose it's quite nice to have the ashes, is it? when my cats, well, I lost one cat already, unfortunately. I think I bury them in the garden. It's quite nice because they're still near, aren't they? But not ashes, because that's like completely removed everything quickly, isn't it? Or there's the same sort of thing because you turn to dust anyway. Well, of course I won't. I've got so many preservatives. I intend to go on for years and years, as you know. And I've been booked, as I've said before, I've been booked to talk for the next 2,000 years non-stop. And I shall talk for every single second. Anyway, back to this. Joe says, just finished the Saturday, February the 16th show. Loved the Suko Tooth Fairy birthday gift. Wasn't it fantastic? Is it here? It's here somewhere. I've got the... No, where is my card? There it is. The Tooth Fairy picture that Suko drew, made with a little picture of me on the top. We love it, Suko. We love it. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Or go and get. I fixed the your thing that broke in the post, Suko. 1 minute. Oh, just banged my foot then. There we are. I fixed that. It's all back in its frame, as you can see. And the teapot and the little cups have all been glued back on. Now, I've mentioned this before. If you can, anyone watching YouTube will be able to see me and the Queen and Suko. And if you look carefully, appearing behind the Queen is my little nephew Jimmy, who's hiding, he's probably up to all sorts of naughtiness behind the Queen. Do you reckon the Queen's grandchildren play tricks on her? I bet they do. Hide her shoes or something like that. Or hide the crown. That would be quite funny, wouldn't they? If they hid the crown before a very special function. Joe says, I'll have to watch the YouTube. Yeah, I'm afraid you have to see that one rather than... because it's the only way to see that picture of... Oh, actually, shall I put a picture of this on the main United Kingdom Talk thing? Yeah, I think I'll do that. The main United Kingdom Talk. The main website, if you listen to this on radio or on satellite, there is a website attached to the programme where you can always go back and listen to any of the old shows or see some of the pictures that we take. And you'll find that at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. That's also where you'll find the video of the show, of course, as well, all right? unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. The videos, they only go back a few weeks because we haven't been doing that very long. But the shows go right the way back to October 2005. So if you want to... And there's always a little summary of what's in the show, right? Once again, the main United Kingdom Talk website is at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I did email Joe and asked him about the tornadoes, and he says, thanks for asking about my state and the recent tornadoes. 33 people were killed in the central part of the state of Tennessee near Nashville. Disaster relief crews in groups of about 25 from our church have gone to help with the clean-up the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I've not been able to go and help because of my commitments in the ministry, in the music ministry at the church. It's very sad. So many people lost everything. In Macon County, Tennessee, 17 people died. When you see the community, it's like a series of bombs went off. They just separate the debris by hand, burning the wood, clothing and furniture, salvaging what little remains of value. Did you see where the 11-month baby survived after being thrown from his house? No, I didn't. His mum was holding him in the bathtub of their home when the tornado blew the house apart. She was thrown in one direction, the baby in another direction. She died. He survived. Emergency workers found him alive the next morning. And Joe sent me a video link which I've watched. Tornadoes. I mean, how do you escape one of those if it's on top of you? Is there anything you can do? Is the only thing you can do in a tornado, do you have to like go in underground like little things? Like, I'm not making light of the situation. Like, you know, on The Wizard of Oz, when they go down in that thing, have all houses, I wonder, Joe, maybe you'll be able to ask me, all houses in tornado areas, do you have like places where you go underground, like little cupboards kind of in the ground? Is that the only way to escape a tornado? But can you just imagine that? Even like not just poor people, but well-off people, everything they've ever worked for and owned, taken away in the space of a few seconds. God. You know, we moan about the weather here in the UK, but we don't have any of this. Joe says, where he is, they are protected by large mountains, and is very grateful. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. That's from Joe. What do you mean, Joe? You're protected by large mountains? Does that mean the tornadoes don't come where you are? How does that work then? Why can't the tornadoes come where mountains are? You'll have to explain that one to me, please. Right, because I don't understand. Right. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Now, I did mention to you that recently a couple of our friends and listeners have lost dear relatives. One you may have heard a couple of shows ago, Judy, of course, lost her mum, Alice. If you were listening to the show back in around Christmas period, Alice had her birthday, and I kind of feel quite privileged now to have been able to sing happy birthday to her, which made her smile. And you know, that's what I like to try and do, that, make people smile. And Judy wrote, "Hi Chris, thank you very much for your kind words about my mum's passing. I loved Joy's thoughts," because Joy sent in a little bit, and Joy was speaking to her on the phone at the time when I read your email out, Judy. And she says, "I love Joy's thoughts. She is the sweetest woman and a very special part of your show." Yes, she is. She's a very special part of my life, Joy, actually. "I loved what she said about the stars in heaven. I definitely feel that Mum is now looking down upon us. She would have been honoured to see her picture on your site." Yeah, we put it on the United Kingdom Talk site. I hope that was okay, Judy. Maybe I should have asked you first. "I sent a link to all my family members and they loved it too. Thanks again from all of us," and that's from Judy. So, thank you, Judy. And on the subject of Alice, of course, Suko sent an email which I passed on to Judy. I just read it here as well for you. "Dear Chris, please send my condolences to Judy on the passing of her mum Alice. I know it's a difficult time for her and her family, but I hope they can find comfort in knowing that their mother is now at peace, is that shining star looking after them, and comfort in memories of Alice that will live on with her several children." Is it 7 children? 7 children. "It is sad about her unfortunate accident, but she is right not wanting to have seen her suffering." You know, it's funny, the whole suffering thing. I wonder sometimes, you know, when we have a very sick animal and we are permitted, you know what I mean, to have it put down. I've never had to make that decision, certainly for my cats, fortunately. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I suppose I will have to make the decision one day. I'm not quite sure how I will cope with that. Of course, one is not allowed to do that to people. But if there is great suffering and people are begging you to help them, I wonder how you feel about that, anyone? I certainly remember Dad once, when he was very ill. Dad was very ill. And I remember him in the bathroom saying to me, "I've had enough of this, I want to go." I mean, he didn't ask me to help or anything like that. But that's what he said. I wonder, when you get to that point, should you be allowed to go? Very different, of course, if it's someone else's decision, isn't it? Say I had a relative who was very ill, in loads and loads of pain, and could not speak or communicate with me anymore. Should I be allowed to make the decision to assist them on their way? At the moment, of course, no, you're not allowed that. Is that a good thing or a bad? I don't have an answer to that. On one hand, I would say absolutely not. Especially, perhaps religion-wise, being a Catholic, you know, you have to hold on to life. You're not supposed to end it. But if someone is in such pain and suffering and you love them very much, could you take that decision? to take them away from their suffering, I wonder. Have you got any thoughts on that? I'd be interested to know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'm on the fence. I can't get off the fence on that one. On one hand, I say, no, absolutely not. On the other hand, I say, if there really is that much pain and there's no way out of it, that's a very, very difficult one, isn't it? Let us know what you think. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And Suko writes a little bit more for me there. And that's only for me. She says, also, in all my mother's pain and anguish, because her mother, not too well. She gets a kick out of hearing you read out my emails. This is Suko's mother, even though sometimes she has a lot of pain. And hearing my weekly 10 minutes on the matinee show as well. So again, I have to thank you for being here for her and me. I would also like to publicly thank Wayne Anonymous, who gives me emotional support on an almost daily basis. And by the way, my mother may be your oldest listener at 85. Who's the oldest listener? We're trying to find out. Now, that's it today from the show. I'm out of time here. Well done to Suko also, by the way, for at last being able to open a video email that I sent her months ago. She's not been able to work this Facebook thing. Well done, Suko. Do join me on Facebook. Username, just type in Chris Reardon London and you should find us on there. There's a couple of more emails here. One from Robert in Iceland, of course. Wayne and Anonymous and David as well, and I shall read them out on the next show. Thank you very much for joining me. Email address Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you on the next show. Bye bye now.